Here at Hewitt-Trussville High School in Alabama, one of the top 2019 prospects in the country. Pierce Quick. Pierce, obviously offer list growing pretty rapidly. Obviously two schools that have offered you already, Alabama and Auburn, in-state programs. Let's talk about that. I mean, just how they're both kind of successful keeping the best guys at home. What's the secret there?
Well, I mean, the secret would probably be is that they're both great programs. I mean, they both have had success in the past. I mean, Alabama has 16 national championships. Auburn won one a few years ago, and I think they're on the rise. Looking at them at their A-Day game, they looked really good. And it's just easier for them to keep it in state just because, I mean, they can say we're good and we're close to home, which, I mean, you know, that's always something good to hear.
No doubt. I mean, obviously you got offers from plenty of other schools with LSU, Georgia, plenty of other programs throughout the South that have offered you a scholarship. What's the odds for you early on that you stay in-state or go out-of-state?
Well, I mean, like right now I would have to say that the two in-state schools are my top schools, but if I were to find a school out-of-state that was just like really good, you know, and like it was better than both the in-state schools, it wouldn't be that hard to get me out of there just because I'm going to go wherever's best for me.
You know, you grew up a Bama fan. Auburn's made a good push early on for you, making you feel important to their class in 2019. You've been on their campus a few times. Talk about Auburn first. What's impressed you early on about the Tigers?
Well, I mean, Auburn's a beautiful campus. It's one of the most beautiful in the country, and it's just like a big family there. And the coaches are all great. I mean, when I walk, you know, it's an open door. I can come whenever I want. And, I mean, it's just awesome being able to go there whenever I want and walking in and everybody knowing who I am and just getting to sit. I can talk to coach whenever I want. I mean, it's awesome.
You know, most that grow up in this state either pick one of the two, Alabama or Auburn, their families and so on. Yours is Alabama. Let's take that part out of the equation. You grew up watching them on TV, family likes the Crimson Tide. Remove that part. What about Alabama as a prospect right now stands out to you?
Well, I'd say what stands out most is like Alabama every single year, they don't expect to, you know, they expect to win the national championship. And if they don't win the national championship, they're not happy. That's just how it is. Like, their expectations are just so high there, and I love that. Because, like, I know, like, if they lose the national championship, they think they had a bad season. And that's just how they are, and I love that. And, I mean, they have everything there. I mean, the campus is beautiful. The facilities are ridiculous. The weight room is ridiculous. I mean, it's just great.
You know, for you, obviously just finished up your sophomore year here in the next month or so of high school. How tough do you anticipate the decision being for you, picking, really only telling one school yes and a bunch of other schools no?
I mean, that's the toughest part, just because like building relationships with all these other coaches and then knowing that sooner or later, you know, I will have to make a choice, and it doesn't have to be soon, but sooner or later I will. And that's tough, just because, like, I mean, you know, it's tough building a relationship with them and then sooner or later having to tell them that I'm not going to go there.
Pierce, always a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.